How's it going, guys? My name is Tavarish, and I don't know if you know this, but I don't like BMW. I think they're unreliable, I think they're overpriced, and if you look at their current offerings, they are very, very ugly. But you guys told me I was wrong, and there exists a big exception, and that is the E46 M3. So in order to prove you guys right or wrong, I bought one, and this just happens to be the worst one in the country. So if you guys are new to my channel, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoy it and consider subscribing if these are the kinds of cars and projects you like to see. And I know this is a pattern on my channel where I just buy a ton of crap and then tell you that it's crappy, but here is something where I think even if it was brand new, it would still have a ton of faults. This is a 2005 BMW M3 from the E46 generation, and for a lot of people, this is the holy grail of cars because it has a 50-50 weight distribution, it has a 3.2-liter inline-six making 333 horsepower with a manual transmission, rear-wheel drive. I mean, there's a lot going for this car. However, it has not withstood the test of time because these cars are now known for rod bearing failures, for leaks, for coolant explosions, for subframe cracking, for lots of things that would make something like this be a mechanical nightmare to own. But here's the thing, these cars are getting much, much more expensive in the marketplace. One of these just went for, and I hope you're sitting down, more than $90,000 on an auction site. And yes, it was a pristine example and didn't have any issues, but I bought this thing, this whole car for $6,000, and eBay Motors is the sponsor of this entire series. I'm going to be modifying it, repairing it, and making this into the M3 that I've always wanted using eBay Motors parts. So I know you guys know what eBay is, but you might not know that eBay Motors has an app that you absolutely need if you're into cars like I am. I mean, you don't even have to be into cars like I am. You could just be a little bit into cars because you can buy cars and you can get every part imaginable for your ride. So this car is gonna get the full eBay Motors treatment, but we're still gonna do it on a budget. So I have to be on the lookout for some really good, really rare parts. And you guys can be on the lookout for your own really rare parts for your ride by clicking the link in the video description below because you need to get that eBay Motors app right now. All right, everybody, I think this is the part that you've all been waiting for, and this is the Automotive Archaeology section where I take an old crappy car and look through it to see how old and crappy it is. To help me is my friend, Jack.
What's up?
Who was just standing in a corner, apparently.
Yeah, I was not coming off camera into angle for any reason.
No, not because I asked you to. This is a 2005 BMW M3, and what do you think?
It's a car. It's rough.
Those who don't know Jack, he is a professional body guy turned YouTuber, and now he's not a professional anymore. Yeah. Just looking at it, how many miles do you think this car has on it?
Man, 200? 200?
Do you really think that?
It's got rock chips, painted everything. You
think this car has 200,000 miles on it? Oh, dude, come on! It has 200,000 miles on it. So this is also a car that may not have a clean title.
Okay.
So what do you think happened to this car?
I wouldn't say an accident. If it was, maybe they went over something. Wasn't a flood car, was it?
No, it was not a flood car.
Okay. I don't know. What was it?
Theft recovery.
Oh, the best kind.
Yeah, it was theft recovery and then just generally neglected. So I think I got this for a steal. This was $6,000.
It's still a nice car.
Okay, it actually looks not too bad on camera, but you can point out some stuff like the fact that this is not OEM. This panel gap is a little weird. This has also been pulled. Well, they rolled it and they also kind of pulled it because because it's supposed to be straight up and down, and it's really just a little cattywampus here.
Kind of feel like the metal's flexing a little bit, so it doesn't feel, I mean, it could be filler, but I didn't think the whole door on the Mercedes was complete filler, but.
Well, okay, so should I trust your judgment or what?
Maybe not. Not after that one.
Has this car been repainted?
It's been painted. The whole car has been painted. You can see little subtle signs like little pieces of trash, painting over chips, I don't think the roof has been painted. You notice how the roof has like, I'm trying to see if I can catch a reflection of any dirt, but I don't see any like rock chips that look like they've been cleared over. Let me see, like this one, here's a clear indication. So if you kind of see, I don't know if you'll catch it in the light, it looks shiny.
Yep, right
like
there.
A shiny chip.
Yeah, that's just crap in the paint.
So
okay.
It's like that on all the panels. So every single panel. The sail panels, you can see where they didn't take off these moldings. Actually, they didn't sand it very good, and it's just kind of peeling off right there.
Okay, that's good. That actually looks like somebody put a finger in there when it was still wet.
And you can still, there's trash everywhere too. Like you see, like there's little bits of trash in the dirt, dirt in the paint.
Yeah.
And you see
there's paint in my dirt. Okay, so this car would need a full paint job.
It would need a full respray. And honestly, when you're going back over something like this, depending on how extensive you want to get with it, I would say the best thing to do is to take as much of the material off and start from scratch, so that way you know what you're painting over and you're not painting back over something that's going to fail.
Okay, what about right here? What about that guy?
This looks like it's damaged from when they rolled it. Like I guarantee you this was like Stan's boy. And he had, like, you see that looks like, you're like, oh, maybe that's rust from maybe being up north. And was this an up north car?
Yes, this is from New York.
Okay, so as far as I've seen, I'm just looking at it, I don't see like any rust issues. This is from a wheel rubbing.
Yeah.
I come from the mini truck culture, so when we would slam our trucks and drive with it really low, the tires, if they were close to the fender, it would rub and it would bubble like that. So that's what that looks like to me. That doesn't look like rust issues. That looks like rust after the fact.
Okay, so this is just damage from Stan's Nation.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Which he looked cool doing it.
I bet you he did not. The bodywork isn't horrible, and this would be a good candidate for a wrap, I think. But I don't like wrapping cars, man. There's something about wrapping that doesn't really appeal to me, because you're just essentially putting a sticker over sometimes paintwork that's like this, instead of just doing it the right way and painting the car.
I agree. Wraps are cool and they look good sometimes, but they're not as good as really good paint. Really good paint.
Oh, so the people in the comments are just gonna be like, you know, paint is dead. You're just trying to make the paint industry more money. Are you're a shill? You're a shill for big paint?
Look, if you get a good wrap done, it's gonna cost you $3,000 to $5,000 because they got to pay for the materials and the person to wrap it. If you get a good paint job done, it might cost you a little bit more, but it's gonna last way longer.
When you say a little bit more, it's gonna cost a lot more.
Yeah.
But one thing that I feel like we have to do is go into here, because there's a bunch of parts in here and there's a bunch of aftermarket stuff, and we need to kind of explain everything to everybody. Actually, before that, I wanted to see what was in the trunk. I don't know what's in this trunk, so it's parts. It's more parts. There's a fan shroud. Oh, there's a lot of electronics.
That's always a positive.
Jack, when you get a car and it comes with a bunch of spare parts inside the car, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It could be good. It could be bonus parts, you know, like maybe they just didn't put them on and they were extras that they didn't need. So now you can put them on if you want to, right? That's how it works with bolts, at least. I know that. In the body shop, we have like bins that we call bonus bins. And that's just from the ones that you didn't need to put back on anyway.
Jack, do you believe in Santa Claus?
Yeah.
This car is, it's a car. Most good M3s come with a manual transmission, and this is no different, other than the fact that this did not originally come with a manual transmission. This came with something called an SMG, and that is a sequential version of their manual transmission. But the previous owner had this car converted just not very well. You see, there's a few ways you can convert the car. Basically, the correct way is to take the transmission out, have it modified, then put it back in with all OEM components. But the second version is basically you keep the transmission in there and then you put a shifter in that attaches to the body instead of the transmission, and then you get something like this. We're gonna get into this in a little bit, but this is not how BMW intended it, and I don't even think this is fairly drivable as is. But you can actually see the vestiges of the SMG. You have the paddles here. The gauge cluster is still in an SMG, and we have a ton of spare parts but I don't know why we do, because there's like mirror here, there's a mirror here. We got another mirror. There's a lot of mirrors in here. SMG stuff. We got an air box. Oh, we got the lights. If there were stock lights, why would they put those crappy ones on there?
I don't know.
We have brake caliper things. We have an, oh, that's personal information. Oh, MAF sensor. That's always a good sign. When your car has a MAF sensor that is unscrewed and definitely aftermarket, that's a real good sign of a good running car. Oh, okay, we have some extra motor oil. That's empty, so that's a really good sign because that's already been put in. It definitely smells like crayons for those of you with smell-o-vision. So every Volkswagen, Audi, and BMW of this era just smells like crayons. Also, they had some really nice Alcantara, but it might even be suede. And when people left this out in the sun, it would just turn this nasty, first it would turn purple, then it turned this nasty like off-white color. And these used to be black, and yeah, underneath it's just plastic. But other than that, this is actually not in horrible shape. What is in horrible shape though is the drivability. And Jack, I want you to try to like put this car in gear. You know how to drive stick, right, Jack?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, some people don't know how to drive stick. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I work on cars all the time, man.
I know. I'm just asking.
This is true.
You don't have to get defensive, dude.
I felt a little defensive there.
Yeah, I know. You came at me really hard.
I gotta calm down. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna let Jack demonstrate how to put this car into gear and see if he can put this car into gear, because it's a little bit harder than you think.
Okay. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I think I got it.
Just treat this as a regular manual car, except for the fact that you don't have to push the clutch down anymore.
Oh, you don't?
Nope.
Hold the brake. Oh, nice. Okay, look at that.
I mean, it starts and runs, for sure.
It doesn't sound bad.
Nope.
Sounds good.
So
where should I go?
put it in first gear and just roll forward if you can.
Okay. I think that's first.
Okay.
Okay. It's not. Okay. Huh?
Nope. Try again.
Okay. That there.
Okay. Nope.
That's reverse.
It's still in reverse.
So that's reverse. Okay, hold on. That's reverse then.
Uh-huh.
So then pull it out.
Uh-huh. Nope.
I was positive I was in first there.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so maybe it's way over here. That looks like third.
That does look like third.
Or like fifth.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay.
I could be in third though. I don't know, because that's way over.
Okay, so if
look at this. It's in gear.
That's in gear. Okay.
It's in gear.
So if you're
now
in first,
that's out of gear.
That's out of gear. Put it back in what you think was first. Okay, that's first, and then now go directly down to second.
Yeah, it's not. It went over. Like it went. Like I'm shifting like an automatic with
with a gauge like shifter.
Yeah.
So the reason why you don't want to put this shifter on the body versus the transmission is because the transmission is not exactly where you left it, and the gate is not positive at all. You don't know where. Nope.
It's not going in there. There's okay. That's a gear. That could be second,
or it could be fourth.
Yeah.
Possibly sixth.
That's not very good.
No, that's not.
You're gonna drive this?
I probably shouldn't. I honestly don't want to. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2005 BMW E46 M3 with some slight modification. Let's turn this on and let's see if we can drive down the street. I think that's a gear. I don't know. Hey, that's reverse. The clutch actually is okay. It's not bad. It has good engagement. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to roll the windows down. That's not rolling it down. I'm just gonna do a lap around the parking lot. We just go to, okay, that's it's still reverse. Still reverse. Okay, if I just like, okay, that may be first or third. Hey, all right, first gear. Okay. This shifter is the worst shifter I have ever experienced. Getting it back into first, it's like, it's really, you gotta tickle it just right. Okay. That's third. Okay, third. Now, getting it back into second is impossible. There's no, okay, I don't know what gear that is. Okay, that's second now. Seems to be an alarming vibration coming from underneath. The engine actually pulls pretty well. Everything around the car, however, the suspension and maybe the wheel bearing or the driveline is making a crazy thunking and vibration. I'm gonna turn this thing around. Also, oil temperature does not work. If I put it in sport mode, do you think it'll work? Sport mode. I remember sport mode on my first M3 being essentially undrivable, because what it does is it gives you more throttle, so it makes the car feel more immediate. So basically, if you do this, I barely touched the throttle there. Tell you what, that's not slow. That's actually pretty fast. Okay, all right, I can see why people like this. I don't see why people would ever do this shifter modification, but I can see why people like this car, because sport mode, second gear. There are weird vibrations going. This thing feels like it's gonna explode right now. So this is the S54 engine. It has 333 horsepower, or it did when it was new, and it smells like what? Like oil. It smells exactly like oil. It is very, very strong. Also, there's some wiring loom missing here, and I don't want to touch that because these are known to blow up. This is also leaking quite a bit, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a trail right here.
That's where the car used to be, and then just kind of.
It's got a line. Can you see this? Get down here. That is like caked in oil.
The bumper would probably need to be replaced because fixing all this crap in plastic is going to be a monumental pain in the butt.
There's already body filler on it too.
Oh, so it's already been...
Yeah, it's
already been modified. This is going to need a mechanical overhaul. It's going to need an overhaul of the drivetrain because of that transmission issue. And also it's going to need a paint overhaul. So if I were to buy a decent one of these, it would probably cost me around 20 to 25 grand.
Yeah, easily.
Uh-huh. And I just bought one for 6 grand that needs about 30 grand worth of work.
So then it's going to be like a premium one then.
With 200,000 miles and a rebuilt title.
Yeah, so you can, that means you know what you have, and don't come kicking tires, because you're going to be selling something that is pristine and Autobahn and Nürburgring worthy.
Can you sell all my cars, Jack? Well, okay, I am pleasantly surprised that our car is not literally exploding, but it does need everything. Now, we have looked underneath the car and there is no rust. The subframe is actually in decent shape. It's not cracking. So that is a very, very good thing. But I think in the next episode, we are going to be doing some major modifications of this car. And all the parts that we're getting is going to be from eBay Motors. I cannot wait. I don't know when that episode is going to be. Hopefully it's going to be sometime soon. I've already ordered all the parts and it is a big parts bill, more than I should be spending on a car like this. But I feel like to get the ultimate M3 in my eyes, we need to do it right and build it better. So until next time, this is me reminding you guys that on cars like this car that had a troubled past and a very neglected past, but we're gonna make them awesome, you guys should always build these cars better. And to do that, you should wrench every day. Thanks for watching. Now I need to get this oil stain off the floor. Jack.